So teachers, some of you I know are getting up right now, and you're tired. You're so tired. You can't believe you're going to face these snotty-nosed kids again today.
So worn out.
No, you're so tired. You're
Jaded,
so worn out.
So jaded.
So thank you. Please don't be jaded. And you wish so much people would parent and not ask you to do their job.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
blame me for everything.
Right, of course. Yeah, it's never their kids. Well, look, I hate to go back. Y'all, he's going to say it again.
Yep.
Which I am. Our mama, Greg.
Yeah.
She worked in public education. She started getting her retirement papers together somewhere around the mid to late 80s. I think it was late 80s. She said up to that point, whenever that day was, she said the parents would come in and say, "What did my kid do?" And we would get to work, and they would join us and discipline that kid and straighten them out. Then there was the day, don't remember the year. She said the first parent walked into that office where she worked and said, "What did y'all do to my kid?" She goes, and when that day happened, I started getting my retirement papers together because this was not going to be a place I desired to be.
Right.
We were going to lose control.
Yeah.
And once we kicked discipline out and parents became, instead of coming alongside the school to cull their kid, they became with the kid against the school. And everything's y'all's fault. My kid don't do anything wrong. That's when it all went downhill. It's chaos now.
Yeah, look, and I'm talking about even in the neighborhood, you'd get punished by other parents, and the parent wouldn't go, "How dare you punish my kid?" It would be like, "Hey, man, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that."
Yes.
I remember being over at one of my buddies' house, and I forget what we did. But man, we got our butts tore up, and I was right there with him from his dad, and then he called my dad and told him what he did. He said, "Thank you, man."
You remember we used to do this? You remember this funny bit? You be going through our neighborhood as a kid, and also you're like, "Do I even know you?"
Right.
You know, so I saw what you did, you little turd.
Yeah. Even in your book, Men Don't Run in the Rain, when you talked about setting the woods on fire.
Oh.
And your dad had about, I don't know how many kids all.
I know it can't be. In my little mind, I'm remembering it wrong because he was a superhero to us. It seemed like he had everybody's kids in the neighborhood in two hands. I know that's not possible, but it seems like he did.
No, I remember my dad gave a kid a spanking. And I was like, "Dad, this is the 90s. What are you doing? You can't do that. This is 1994.
Oh, props to your dad for spanking a kid in the 90s.
And it was, and I'm thinking about it, it was the Beaumont or whatever.
Of course it was Beaumont.
And we were having a bonfire.
Of course it was.
We were having a bonfire, and he kept running around with a big old stick on fire, just waving it around like a Beaumont.
Of course he did.
And I will never forget my dad just flop, and I was just like, "This is 1994. You can't do that."
It's 94.
That's so 1980s. What are you doing?
Yeah. We talked about because everybody just had a home phone, and that's it. The home phone ring.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, thank you for spanking Bull. Maybe one day I can spank your kids.
Yes.
Pay you back.
I can return the favor.
Yeah. So what's here's my favorite part too. So now the parents of today, they have created the very chaos they then complain about. That's chaos.
Yep.
Well, yeah, you caused this.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can't even have school. No discipline there. That's right. You started this by crying about your kid getting paddled.
Oh man, everybody got paddled. Remember, the teacher in the room would paddle you.
Oh yeah.
Once you got to about junior high, then they start sending you to the vice principal.
Oh yeah.
But until then, we knew which teacher could hit hard and which one couldn't.
Oh, absolutely.
So you knew how to act.
I remember that my fifth grade teacher, they spanking a fifth grader. Yes, sure did.
Oh, I got a lot.
And I was better for it. You realize, guys, if these teachers hadn't spanked me and my mom and daddy hadn't spanked me, I would be in the penitentiary. Okay?
Yeah.
Look at all the trouble I got in anyway.
Yeah.
But
what was y'all's worst grade of getting in trouble like this? I remember in this grade, I was just a handle.
Well, Speedy, I hate to say it, I was pretty much in trouble every grade. I think I might have got the most paddlings somewhere around the fifth grade. For the fifth grade, I just couldn't stay out of paddlings.
I couldn't stay out of it in third grade for some reason.
Yeah.
Fifth grade was rough.
I didn't have a great third grade.
Seventh grade was rough.
First grade, I got paddled in first grade.
Eighth grade was rough.
Yeah, I didn't. I think the worst year was probably sixth and seventh.
Yeah.
I think that was the worst.
Yeah. And I also ran roughshod on Miss Nelson, like you said, because I knew she couldn't paddle hard. So I didn't even fear her paddling.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Robertson, Miss Robertson, she could sling it. And I remember what I loved about Miss Robertson is I think they had some rule you're supposed to have a witness.
Yeah.
And she'd get so mad at me, she'd declare the class was the witness.
Yeah, make you come up to the front.
Yes. And, yeah.
I remember that.
But how about so? Is anybody
That
on
little
this?
guy's
Did
a
anybody on
handful.
this show behave in school? Nobody.
No.
Okay.
I did some.
What? Don't even. What are you even talking about? Greg, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you're like now? You're like that person that's with a bunch of drunks and you just you drink, but not as much as them.
Yeah.
I mean that doesn't count. You're still a drunk.
You talking about selective memory?
Yeah, of course.
No, that
Greg,
wasn't
I
good.
remember you getting in trouble a lot.
More at home than school.
But now that's true.
Yeah. Well, Rick, you talked
I was
about
kind of the opposite.
back in
Yeah.
the day
Yeah.
when Blake
You
would
like-
get in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And he would look at you like, "Dadgummit, I know."
he just can't.
You know, and I would do a lot of that. I'd
just
get in
can't stay
trouble
out
in
of trouble.
class again and be like, "Dadgummit,
I tried so
I
hard.
did it again."
I showed up today and told myself I wasn't going to do it.
Yes, I remember.
I said it to
And here I
myself.
am again. The teacher needed a witness. I'm in the hall and I'm getting my butt tore up.
How did I leave my commitment to having my homework so quick?
I got my hands on the desk and she's wearing. She's spanking me hard.
How did this
Right.
happen? Why? How am I back? How did this happen again?
But to y'all's point, I remember coming home telling my mom, this teacher doesn't like me, she's targeting me,
Oh, yeah.
all this crap. And my
Never
mom
worked.
goes, no, shut up. She wants her life to be easy. Make her life easy. This is not on her, it's on you.
Yeah, my parents never took my side.
No.
And they were right.
This is the Rick Burgess Show.